The amount at the end of the first year or the period will become the principal. That means the amount is nothing but the principal plus the interest. To find the amount, we are going to use the formula A is equal to P into 1 plus I to the power of N. If I subtract 3.9542 from 4.0174, I am going to get 0.0632. What is the formula we are going to use to find the principal? So the principal is determined or calculated using the formula amount divided by 1 plus I to the power of N. Hello dear students, welcome to this session of basic mathematics class. I am Mr. Niranjan, faculty, Department of Mathematics, Vidhyaashram PU College, the Temple of Excellence. Today in this session I am going to discuss regarding very important concept, that is the second part of the chapter, compound interest. Already we have discussed regarding simple interest. Let me discuss regarding the compound interest. What is a compound interest and how we are going to calculate the compound interest for the given amount. Now what is a compound interest? So under this compound interest, the interest is added to the principal at the end of each period or time. So under the compound interest, the interest is added to the principal at the end of the year, each period or the year, to arrive at the new principal. So once if you add the interest to the principal, then for the next year, the principal plus the interest will become the new principal for the next year, right? So that is, in other words, the amount at the end of the first year or the period will become the principal for the second year. The amount is nothing but principal plus interest. So principal plus interest is the amount that will become the principal for the second year. So the amount plus interest will become the principal for the second year. Similarly, the amount at the end of the second year will become the principal for the third year or the period, and so on. The amount at the end of the first year or the period will become the principal. That means the amount is nothing but the principal plus the interest, right? The interest is added to the principal plus interest is added, it will become the amount, and this amount will become the principal for the next year. Similarly, for the second year, the amount at the end of the second year period becomes the principal for the third year, and so on. Every year the interest goes on adding to the principal, right? Let us come to the formula. What is the formula we are going to use to find the compound interest? Now, important formulas in compound interest. So to find the amount, we are going to use the formula A is equal to P into 1 plus I to the power of N. The amount A is calculated using the formula A is equal to P is the principal into 1 plus I. I is nothing but the rate of interest to the power of N. N is the number of years, time taken. So here principal A is equal to P into 1 plus I to the power of N, where the compound interest is given by A minus P. The amount minus principal will give the compound interest, where P is the principal, N is the time taken in years, and I is the rate of interest. Usually we are expressing in terms of decimal, that is R divided by 100 will give the value of I. I is equal to R divided by 100, and A is the amount. These are the formulas which we are going to use to find the compound interest. Amount A is equal to P into 1 plus I to the power of N, where the compound interest Ci is equal to A minus P, where A is the amount, P is the principal, N is the time in years, and I is the rate of interest. I is expressed in terms of decimals, that is R divided by 100, and A is the amount. Now, to find the principal, what is the formula we are going to use to find the principal? So the principal is determined or calculated using the formula amount divided by 1 plus I to the power of N. So the principal is always equal to A divided by 1 plus I to the power of N. Principal is equal to A divided by 1 plus I to the power of N. This is the formula we are going to use to find the principal. Now, to find the value of R, we are going to use the formula I is equal to interest, antilog of log A minus log P divided by N minus 1 will give the value of I. Now, to convert to percentage, multiply by 100, that is R is equal to I into 100. Now to find the value of n, the time taken to find the interest, we are using the formula I is equal to anti-log of log A minus log P divided by n minus 1. So whereas to find the n, the time taken, log A minus log P divided by log of 1 plus I will give the value of n. That's it. Okay. By knowing this, let us move on to the problems. Let us come to the first problem. These type of problems are very important for the point of examination. You may expect for 3 or 5 marks. Now this is a simple question. Find the compound interest on rupees 13,000 at 6% per annum for 4 years. Okay. Now here amount is given. Find the compound interest. So here the principal is given. This is the principal, and rate of interest R is given, and the time period n is also given. Now what is given here? Given principal P is equal to rupees 13,000 and rate of interest R is equal to 6% and the time period is equal to 4 years. These are the things given. Principal is 13,000, R is equal to 6%, n is equal to 4 years. Now let us convert this in terms of decimals. 6 divided by 100, that's equal to 0.06. So let us call it as I. Now what is the formula we are going to use to find the compound interest? First find out the amount. Now amount A is equal to P into 1 plus I to the power of n. Then the compound interest is given by C is equal to amount minus principal. These are the formulas we are going to use. What is A? A is equal to P into 1 plus I to the power of n, and Ci is equal to A minus P. So these are the two formulas which we are going to use to solve this problem. That's it. Now let us come to the amount first. What is the formula? A is equal to P into 1 plus I to the power of n. What is the principal? 13,000 into 1 plus, what is I? I is equal to 0.06 whole to the power of n. What is n? N is equal to 4. So this is 13,000 into 1 plus 0.06 is 1.06 whole to the power of 4. This is 13,000 into, if you multiply 1.06 4 times, what you will get? 1.06 to the power of 4. If you multiply 4 times, 1.06 into 1.06 into 1.06. This is equal to this. If you multiply 2624, you will get. So if you multiply, you will get 1.2624. Again multiply 13,000 into 1.2624. Then this is equal to 16412.20. So therefore the amount A is equal to rupees 16412.20. This is the amount. That's it. See here. So amount is equal to principal into 1 plus I to the power of n. Principal is 13,000 into 1 plus I is 0.06 to the power of 4. That is nothing but 1.06 power 4. If you multiply 1.064 times, you will get 1.2624. Multiply, then this is equal to 16,412 rupees. So therefore the amount is 16,412 rupees 20 paise. Now what is to find then? The next step is compound interest. So therefore the compound interest C is equal to amount minus principal. What is the amount? 16,412.20 minus, what is the amount? Amount principal. Principal is equal to 13,000. So what is the difference between these two? That 16,412 minus 13,000. That's equal to 3,412.20. That is 3,412.20. This is the compound interest. That's it. Hope you followed. Okay. Hence, therefore, the compound interest for rupees 13,000 for how many years? 4 years at the rate of 6% is 3,412.20. That's it. Now, let us move on to the next problem. In what time the sum is given, that is 1,200. In what time a sum of 1,200 will earn rupees 574 as compound interest at the rate of 5% per annum if the interest is added annually. If the interest is added annually for the sum of rupees 1,200 at the rate of 5%, it will earn rupees 573 rupees. Then what is required to find is sum. In what sum of rupees 1,200 will earn 573 as compound interest at the rate of 5% per annum if the interest is added annually. Now here what is required to find is the amount again. So to find amount is the question mark. What is given? Principal is given 1200 and the interest is given, compound interest is given, that is rupees 573, and the rate of interest R is given, that's equal to 5%. So therefore what is I then? I is equal to 5 divided by 100, that's equal to 0.05. And now what is given? Principal and the compound interest is given. Since we know the formula, what is the relation? So the relation is CI is equal to A minus P. CI, compound interest, is equal to amount minus principal. So just transfer this. Therefore the amount is equal to compound interest plus principal. What is the compound interest? 573 first plus principal 1200. What is this equal to? Add 573 plus 1200 is equal to 1773. So therefore the amount is equal to rupees 1773 rupees is the amount. Now what is required to find here then? N is equal to the question mark. What is to find? In what sum it will earn compound interest at the rate of if the interest is added annually, right? Now N is the question mark first. Now what is the formula then? A is equal to P into 1 plus I to the power of N. Now what is the amount we have? Amount is equal to 1773 is equal to principal 1200 into 1 plus what is I? I is equal to 0.05 all to the power of N, that is down now. Then 1773, bring this to the denominator, divided by 1200 is equal to 1.05 to the power of N. Divide this. If you divide 1773 by 1200, you will get 1.4775 is equal to 1.05 whole to the power of N. Now suppose if you multiply this 1.05 into 1.05 into 1.05 8 times, so this will be equal to 1 point something, 1 point nearly 4771. So therefore this 1.4775 is also equal to 1.05 to the power of 8. So therefore the value of N is equal to, otherwise you can simplify taking the logarithms, taking log on both sides, you can simplify. So therefore the value of N is equal to 8. That's it. Followed? Now let's move on to the next problem. What is the problem? Rupees 9,000 amounts to 10,418.625, 10,418.625 in 3 years. Find the rate of compound interest. So we have to calculate the rate of compound interest. Now what is given here? This is the principal. Principal is 9,000. This is the amount and time period is given, N is given, R is to be determined. That's it. Now what is given? Principal P is equal to 9,000 and the amount is 10,418.625 and the number of years 3 years and the rate of interest R is equal to question mark. That's it. Okay. Now just find out the I. I is equal to, what is the formula to find I? Anti-logarithm of log A minus log P divided by N minus 1. This is the formula we are going to use for a I. I is equal to anti-logarithm of log A minus log P, logarithm of amount minus logarithm of principal divided by N minus 1. That's it. Okay. Now substitute this. Anti-log of logarithm of A. What is A here? A is equal to 10,418.625 minus logarithm of principal 9,000 divided by what is N? N is equal to 3 minus 1. So this is equal to anti-log of logarithm of, let us find out the characteristics. What is the characteristics for 10,413? So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. 5 minus 1 is 4. 4 point logarithm at 10, 4 and mean difference 1 is equal to 0.174. 4.0174 minus. Now what is the characteristics for this? How many digits are there? 1, 2, 3, 4 digits. 4 minus 1 is 3.1. logarithm of 90 at 0. So logarithm of 90 at 0 is 9542. 9542 divided by 3 minus 1. So this is equal to anti-log of, subtract these two. What is 4 minus 4.0174 minus 3.9542. If you subtract, what you will get? 4 minus 2 is 2, 7 minus 4 is 3, 11 minus 5 is 6, then this becomes 9, 0. This becomes 0. 0.0632. Okay, 3 minus 9542. If I subtract 3.9542 from 4.0174, I am going to get 0.0632. So what is the answer we are going to get here? 0.0632 divided by, what is n? N is 3 minus 1. Now let us go to the next page. I is equal to anti-log of, what we have? 0.0632 divided by 3 minus 1. This is equal to anti-log of, so if we divide 0.0632, what is the answer you are going to get? So this is equal to 0.0210666 minus 1. Okay. Now just find out the anti-log for this. The anti-logarithm of this is equal to, now the anti-log of 0.0210. So you are going to get, so that is anti-logarithm start from 0.02 at 1, mean difference is 0. So you are going to get it as 1050. Since it is 0 point, therefore we are going to replace since the characteristics is 0 point, therefore 1.05. So this is 1.050 minus 1. So this is equal to 1 minus 1.050 minus 1 is nothing but 0.050. So therefore I is equal to 0.05. Okay, this is how we are going to calculate using the logarithms and anti-logarithms. Now, once if you know the value of phi, just what is required to find is r is the question mark. Okay. Now, what is r then? Therefore, r is equal to I into 100. That's it. What is I? 0.05 into 100. What is 0.05 into 100? This is equal to 5%. So therefore the rate of interest is 5%. That's it. Okay. So just find out the value of phi. Once if you know the value of phi, r is equal to I into 100. That is 0.05 into 100 is 5% is the required answer. Now let's move to the next problem. What is the problem? A sum of money placed at compound interest double itself in 4 years. Suppose if you place an amount, say X amount you are going to deposit at the compound interest doubles itself in 4 years. In how many years it will amount to 8 times? So a sum of money placed at compound interest doubled in 4 years. If it is doubled in 4 years means in how many years the amount will becomes 8 times. Okay, this is also an important problem. Now here, what is the principal? So let us take P as the principal. Then what is the amount? Amount will becomes the double. It will becomes 2 times the principal. In how many years? N is equal to 4 years. Right. This is given. Now find out I and N. Find out the value of I here. Then the compound interest. Now what is the formula for amount? Now amount A is equal to P into 1 plus I to the power of N. So here amount is nothing but 2P is equal to P into 1 plus I to the power of N. What is N? N is equal to 4. So if you divide by P, what you will get? 2 is equal to 1 plus I to the power of 4. 1 plus I to the power of 4. Simplify this. That's it. Now taking log on both sides. If you take log, on both sides, logarithm of 2 is equal to 4 into logarithm of 1 plus I. Because you know logarithm of m to the power of n is equal to n log m. Logarithm of m to the power of n is n log m. Taking log on both sides, log 2 is equal to 4 into log of 1 plus I. Bring this to the denominator. Log 2 divided by 4 is equal to logarithm of 1 plus I. Now what is the value of logarithm of 2? Just substitute the value of logarithm of 2 and divide by 4. and simplify, you'll get the answer. That's it. Okay. Now, logarithm of 2 is nothing but 0.3010. 0.3010 divided by 4 is equal to logarithm of what we have in the right hand side, 1 plus I. Now divide 0.3010 by 4. What is the answer you are going to get? So if you divide, you will get 0.07525 is equal to logarithm of 1 plus I. So 0.3010 divided by 4 is 0.7525. So therefore, the value of 1 plus I is equal to anti-logarithm of 0.0725. Just take the anti-logarithm for this. So the anti-log of 0.0725 is equal to 0.07 at 2 and mean difference 5. Just simplify it, mean difference 5. So what we are going to get here for 0.07 at 2, 1180, it is 1180, and the mean difference 5, it is 1. So add 1181. So since it is 0. So 0.0 means, so this is 1.181. So that is nothing but nearly equal to 1.19. So therefore here 1 plus I is equal to 1.19. And what is the value of I? I is equal to 1.19 minus 1 is equal to 0.19. That's it. Now this is the value of I. So I is equal to 0.19. Now for the second part, in how many years it will amount 8 times? Okay. Now let us come to the second part. Now if the amount A is equal to 8 times the principal, okay, N is to be determined. N is the question mark. I is equal to same. I is equal to 0.19 and the principal is P itself. That's it. Okay. Now substitute here. What you will get? The same formula. 8P is equal to P into 1 plus I is 0.19 to the power of N. So here 8P is equal to P into 1 plus 0.19 is 1.19 to the power of N. Divide by P. So P gets cancelled. 8 is equal to 1.19 to the power of 8. As usual, if you multiply 1.19 into 1.19, how many times? So if you multiply 12 times, if you multiply 1.19, 12 times, you are going to get nearest to the 8. So therefore, this 8 is also equal to 1.19 whole to the power of 12. Therefore, the value of N is equal to 12. So for 12 years, N is equal to 12 years, it will becomes 8 times the principal. So in how many years it amount becomes 8 times. So in 12 years, the amount will becomes 8 times. That's it. So if you want, you can solve using the logarithmic method also. Now let us come to the next problem. Find the compound interest on rupees 7,000 at 5% per annum for 8 years. Okay. Now what is to find? Find the compound interest on rupees 7,000. Here the principal is 7,000. 7,000 at the rate of interest R is equal to 5% and N is equal to 8 years. This is the given condition, right? Now just find out I. I is equal to 5 divided by 100, that's equal to 0.05. Now find out the amount. Amount is equal to, what is the formula? P into 1 plus I to the power of N. So what is the principal? 7,000 into 1 plus I is 0.05 to the power of N is 8. 7,000 into 1.05 to the power of N. Now if we multiply this, this is equal to 7,000 into, if we multiply 1.05 8 times. 8 times if you multiply using a calculator, you are going to get the answer as 1.4774. Substitute here 1.4774. Simplify this. This is equal to 7,000 into 1.4774. So if you multiply this 7,000 into 1.4774, you are going to get it as, so this is equal to 10,341.8. So you are going to get the amount. So amount is equal to 10,341.8. Now what is required to find the compound interest. So therefore, what is the compound interest? Compound interest is the question mark. What is the formula for compound interest? Compound interest is equal to amount minus principal, A minus P. What is the amount? 10,341.8 minus what is the principal? 7,000. So if you subtract this, what you are going to get? 10 minus 7 is 3. 3,341.8. This is the required compound interest. That's it. Okay. Hope you followed. So therefore, the compound interest is equal to rupees 3,342 rupees. That's it. This is the compound interest. Now move on to the next problem. Same type problem. Find the compound interest on rupees 22,000 for 2.5 years at 6% per annum. What is given? The principal is given 22,000 and time period n is equal to 2.5 years and the rate of interest r is equal to 6%. So what is I then? 6 divided by 100, that's equal to 0.06. So this is nothing but 2 to the 4 plus 1 is 5 by 2 years. 5 by 2 years, right? Now same as usual, what is the formula? Amount is equal to P into 1 plus I to the power of n. So amount A is equal to principal is 22,000 into 1 plus what is I? I is 0.06 to the power of n. N is equal to 5 by 2. Now this is equal to 22,000 into 1.06 to the power of 5 by 2, right? So this can be simplified by using the logarithm. So after simplification, the amount you are going to get is 25,460.78. Just take logarithms and simplify. You are going to get the amount as 25,460. This is the amount. So therefore, the compound interest is equal to, what is the formula for compound interest? Amount minus principal. So amount minus principal. What is the amount? Amount is 25,460. 1 minus what is the principal? Principal is 22,000. So approximately this is nearly equal to 25,461. So what is this equal to? 25,461 minus 22,000 is equal to 3,461 rupees. That's it. This is the compound interest. 3,461 rupees is the compound interest. Now let us come to the next problem. A certain sum of amount to 24,200 in 2 years at 10% compounded interest. Find the sum. Sum is to be determined. So what is given here? A certain sum of money amounts to 24,200 in 2 years at 10% compound interest. Then what is required to find is the sum. Okay. Now here amount is given. What is given? Amount. Amount is equal to 24,200 and the rate of interest R is equal to 10%. Therefore, I is equal to 10 divided by 100 is 0.1. And n, what is n? N is equal to 2 years. Right. What is required to find is the principal. P is the question mark. Now, you know what is the formula for P? P is equal to, straight away we can write amount divided by 1 plus I to the power of n. So, principal is equal to, amount is 24,200 divided by 1 plus what is I? I is 0.1 to the power of n. N is equal to 2 years. So this is 24,200 divided by 1 plus 0.1 is 1.1 whole square. Now just I'll go to the next page. P is equal to 24,200 divided by 1.1 whole square. That is 24,200 divided by 1.1 into 1.1. So what is this equal to? 111. So 1.21. So this is 1.21. So if you divide 24,200 divided by 1.21, then you are going to get it as 20,000. So therefore, the principal is equal to rupees 20,000. That's it. This is the principal. So therefore, the required principal is rupees 20,000. That's it. Very simple formula. Just principal is equal to A by 1 plus I to the power of n. A is 24,200 divided by 1 plus I is 0.1. That is 24,200 divided by 1 plus 0.1. 0.1 is 1.1. 1.1 into 1.1 is 1.21. So 24,200 divided by 1.21 is equal to 20,000. So therefore, the required sum is rupees 20,000 is the required sum. That's it. Okay. This is how we are going to solve the problems on a compound interest. Hope you followed. So that's all regarding today's session. Let us meet with different type of problems in the next session. Thank you.